Hey y'all, I've done a few Zeppelin lessons in the past few days and got some requests to do this one, which was a song that I had up as a demo version. But for some reason, YouTube is playing all kinds of games with my Zeppelin clips. I don't know, some of them, they kind of come and go. And sometimes they're up for a while, then they vanish, then they come back. Some are allowed, some aren't. I have no idea what the rhyme or reason to the copyright stuff is, but this one we're going to do just as a demo so we don't have to deal with that copyright, or do it as an actual lesson so we don't have to deal with copyright nonsense. We're going to do the live one, and I always thought this song worked better as a live number than the studio version. But we'll do the arrangement that they were doing in '73, and this is the sort of modeled on the one from The Song Remains the Same soundtrack, and this is in standard tuning, and this is standard pitch because I just put on a minute ago Song Remains the Same record to make sure I was in tune with them, and this is it. So that's in A. It's in A, and it starts. It comes out of at the end of rock and roll when Bonzo does the drum solo, and it comes out with. That's how it starts. And that first little flourish is D string at the 5th, G string 7th, B string 6th, E string, high E string, back up 7, and it'll look like that, those 4 finger. And I don't know what to call it. It's some kind of G7 something, I don't know, but it's like this, and I'll, for the first couple of chords, I'll mute the low E and A string with my thumb over the top, just so you can give it a pretty full strum on it without worrying about those 2 notes getting in the way. So, I mean, listen to it and you'll get the rhythm of it. But it is kind of a da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. It goes along with the drums that he's hitting. So there is a rhythm to how you do it. Up 1 fret, right, and then up another fret. And by the time you get to that 3rd one, you can open up that A string and let it ring, because that's, now you're up into A, so that is fine. And then the intro proper goes into this. Okay, so that's on the D string mostly, and you can hit the A string along with it and get a little sloppy, because if you listen to the live versions, he's not exactly precise on it, which actually works. It's not, he doesn't suck or anything. It sounds cool that way. So you can do the D string 7 to 5, and then 5 to 4. Well, it doesn't actually do that part yet. It goes. And then it's back to. Okay, so after you've done this part, hit that open A string. Okay, so that's A string, open, then 3rd fret on that C note. You can kind of bend it up a little bit. Then that chord that we'll keep repeating through the song, basically, is that same one that you ended on. That, right? So it's. So that part, and if you're a beginner, you just have to work on stretching your pinky up. It's not too bad. It's only up 3 frets, so it's not too bad. But that's D string at the 2nd fret, and it's 5 to 2. So it's 5 2, then 4 2. Back to that 3rd fret C note on the A string. So that one, your index finger stays on the D string at the 2nd fret through that little riff. And I'm playing it kind of slow and clean, but when you distort it up and play it loud and fast, trust me, that's what it sounds like. It'll sound all right. So you're doing those for the verses. Right, so it's up to C at the third. He actually does walk that G up. So it's nothing, two, it's 0, 2, 3. Bring it up 3 frets to B flat, down to F. Right? So it's C, walk up to 0, 2, 3 on the G chord, go up 3 frets to B flat, down to F. And I can't really recall, because I haven't listened to it in a long time, whether he's doing little fills between. You know, that kind of stuff. Add those if you want, but there's one fill that there's a pretty simple one to do that works. You could do F. So it's F, the first fret. So 5th fret on the E string, 3rd fret on the A string. So then on the A string goes 5, 3. Then back to that A note again. G, B flat, down to F. Then up to the second time through it's B flat. Then F to E. I just play that on the D, G, and B strings at the 10th, then to the 9th. And I saw a clip, I can't remember whether it was Nebworth or one of the live versions that he did, but instead of doing this, he actually played it down here as an F and an E. But for me, it's just easier to do it up here because you're doing this. You're already up here, so why not do it up there? So if you want to do it just like him, watch the clips like from Song Remains the Same movie and Nebworth and see how he's doing it. But so after that, and it just goes back into that verse again. And I'll show you what I mean by put a little volume and distortion on it. It sounds when you turn it up. You can actually get it to sound a lot like his. All you need is a Les Paul and a Marshall stack. In the outro, he does a couple of solos. They're in A minor pentatonic, and they're actually the same solo, just an octave apart, basically. And then he does the same thing down here. But anyway, mess with this before you try the solo part. And then in the outro, he's doing it's a little bit of a different kind of solo because he goes back and forth between A major pentatonic and A minor pentatonic. Not the only cool thing, but the coolest thing about the outro solo is he does this, that little lick there, which is, it's interesting because that's almost the same lick as, you know, it's, except Over the Hills is in G, but here he's using that lick in A, which is kind of cool, using the same exact notes, but using it for a solo in A. But that's the genius that Jimmy Page is. At any rate, I assume this one will stay up there and not be taken down, but my advice is to learn this one soon before it goes. About 10 years ago, my wife and I were in London, and we actually went to Jimmy Page's house, and I'm looking at it's called Tower House. It's the one right near, it's near Kensington Palace, right adjacent to Holland Park. And I was looking at these beautiful windows. You can look for the pictures of it online. They're all over online. And I'm looking at the windows, and I said to my wife, I was like, you know, honey, I've spent so much money on Zeppelin product over the years, records and tapes and CDs and posters and books and even going to concerts and seeing them. So, or at least playing Page. Never saw Zeppelin. And I said, I spent so much money over the years on Zeppelin product. I probably paid for one of those windows out of my own money, which is probably literally true. And how do they repay me? They repay me by taking my stuff down. So anyway, that's a good one to kind of impress your friends, because it sounds a lot more complicated than it really is. And a good one for messing around with, especially on the soloing and the outro. You can work on your A major pentatonic stuff for the outro. So good luck, and let me know if you have any trouble.